You got Marissa.
Oh, all right, cool. What's happening, y'all, man? What's happening, y'all, man? Thank you guys for checking us out tonight. We got like this young lady I've known since she was knee high to a duck. You know what I'm saying? Like her church network with my church, like back in the day when we had like real church choirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so her mom was pretty detailed in making sure our church and her church network. So I've known her from a young lady to now, man. So the things she's doing, I know she is a mother. She's a phenomenal daughter. She's an author. I see she does praise dance. I see she wear like a million hats. So tonight we're gonna break all that down, and we're just gonna dive into it. You can be as honest as you want to. Maybe not. Well, this is a good night. Today Thursday, So if it's Saturday night, maybe not so.
I'm an open book.
All
I'm
right,
open.
cool. Let's roll with it. All right. So what year you got out of high school?
I graduated in 2006.
Wow, just a baby. Oh,
I don't feel
all
like
right. No, that's so sick. Okay, so 2006. So what's that senior year looking like? Were you playing sports? Any clubs? So if was talking to some of your classmates, what were some things they would say that you were known for back in your senior year?
senior year in high school, I
Yeah.
was playing softball
Okay.
on the varsity team. I was third baseman. I
Ooh,
won
ooh.
Miss Senior at homecoming.
Good, good, good.
I won
Congratulations.
Miss most likely to brighten your day on the
Oh,
yearbook.
I can see that. It was definitely. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but yeah, in high school, I was just, I was cool with everybody. I didn't really click with anyone. I can get along with anyone, but still kind of to myself. But yeah, serious about softball, my academics. That
Yeah,
was senior year. Yeah.
yeah. At least one of us was. Yeah. I was just there. So that's pretty cool. So after, I was a little rough. So after your senior year, all right, you start your third baseman. That must mean you got a pretty good arm.
Yep.
Pretty accurate too. Yeah, I feel you. I played on the
Sometimes
diamond a little bit. Yeah, yeah. I played first base. So I wasn't going nowhere.
accurate accuracy was hit or miss, but yeah, I had a strong arm. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. At least the ball was going somewhere where it's
It was
supposed to
going.
go.
It was going to get there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. So after high, hold on a second. Here's my the other one. Hold on. Yeah. I don't know. I don't. Hold on. He always late to the party.
Oh no.
Yeah,
What's
what's
up,
up?
boy? Boy, we been
Yeah,
outside in
man,
the
what's
woods,
going
boy.
on? Huh?
We been in the woods.
Nah. It's for my hair, yeah. For the dreads. It's for my
I wouldn't know
dreads.
nothing about that. I wouldn't know nothing about the drag game. Yeah. But anyway, could be
Yeah, how
rude, man.
you
Interrupting
doing?
and stuff, man.
How
Oh, go
you
ahead, speak. I'm
doing?
sorry. Just rude.
Told you. Yeah, I
He
told
supposed
you
to
you
be in here
just running
7 minutes
without
ago.
me.
Yeah, man. Listen, you here now. So all right, all right, you're a senior year. Boom. So what did you do after? Did you get like scholarships for like softball or what happened?
Yep, I had a softball academic scholarship. I went to Claflin University in Orangeburg. So, yep, I was there for 4 years. Got my
HBCU.
bachelor's from
Okay.
HBCU. Yes. So yeah, I got my bachelor's from Claflin. Hmm.
What'd you get your degree in?
Business management.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yep. Um,
I like that.
yeah.
Yeah. So what made you go? What made you go that route?
To Claflin or to get the business
Uh,
management?
Both.
Well, I got business management. My father told me I was not allowed to go into the military, so that, that was off the table. I really, honestly, I had good grades in high school and I played softball, but I honestly did not have a plan. I did not
Hmm.
think about what I wanted to do when I graduated until probably my senior year. I had plans when I was in elementary school, but they just seemed so far fetched for me.
Yeah.
Small town, so yeah, I went who was giving me the most money, softball, and I did business management because I knew I wanted to own businesses. I didn't know how that was going to happen, but I just knew down the road that would, so that's what I landed for a degree.
That's pretty cool, man. So
Yeah.
business management, walking around Claflin College. Like my sister went to Claflin.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got to see the campus as a young boy. They
Yeah.
just what Alabama called me. Yeah, Miles College where I went to play. That's why I met Boston at. We
Okay.
met in college actually. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. God got jokes.
He
Yeah,
has his ways. He definitely has his ways.
he does. So we go to Claflin, boom, knock out 4 years. Like you did your 4 years consecutively. Like you didn't do like some people where we do a year here, go down. You just yours all together.
I did. Yeah. I did my 4 years. I had my son there during those 4 years. And I
Oh,
just, yeah, knocked it out.
now how was that?
Which part?
Yeah, like yeah, like how was it being like? Do you went from being a student athlete
Mhm.
to a student athlete mother?
Yes.
Man, what? Like, so how did that go? Like, so I know some shock at first, and
Yeah.
then
I want to say my sophomore year. Yeah,
yeah,
my son played half of my sophomore year with me. I didn't know I was carrying
that's
him,
dope.
and
Okay,
it was my worst season ever.
yeah.
Yeah,
So we're gonna blame the baby.
I wasn't accurate at all on Thursday. I knew something was off, but I just didn't know what it was. Um,
Yeah,
but no,
Like,
it was
what's wrong?
that was a difficult time for me. Absolutely, you know my family history,
yeah,
and I have very loving family, supportive family. My parents they had an expectation that was
yeah.
just there in the atmosphere. You didn't really have
Hmm.
to ask too many questions.
You
So I think
didn't. You didn't.
you did. Everybody in the
Yeah,
community knows. You just
yeah,
don't.
yeah. Yeah.
But there was an expectation there. So just me during that time, I really felt like I let my family down. And I just didn't know what was going to happen from there. But my parents were very much so, especially my mom. She was like, "No, you're going to finish school." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh." So after I had my son in October, I literally was back on the diamond in January.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
no questions. You're going back to
That's
school.
dedication right there.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was hard. That was very hard, but I had to do what I had to do. I don't regret it. I'm very grateful that my mom, my parents was there to support me and, you know, push me when I didn't
Hmm.
want to be pushed. But I'm very grateful for that. So yeah, consecutively,
Wow.
I took online
Wow.
classes during that semester, and I finished. Yeah,
Yeah, that's dope, man. I didn't know that. Like I said, I know we know one another. But it's just like all those little those gaps in between. That's why I like doing this. It's like you get filled in. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So like just hearing that story about how you went from, like I said, high school, 2 years later, you're becoming a mother, and it's like with the support of family and friends, you made it through. Like you didn't stop. You know what I'm saying? What your
right.
initial goals was playing softball. You could have used, what I'm saying, little man as an excuse why um well you couldn't make it with. I know your parents, that's why I never dated your older sister. Y'all had like standards, and I was like, I know I didn't meet those standards, so I didn't even try. I was just always friends with your sister. I didn't even try to look at her like that, like, no, I know your mama, I don't know your dad, but I know your older brother. We're just gonna stay friends, that's it.
I'm like,
Bro,
all
they
the history
standards
over
is like
here,
her mom's standards is like here like, yeah. So I always had a lot of respect for that family, man. It's older brother and his three sisters. I
Yeah.
never heard the sister. I just always spoke to her, kept it polite.
huh?
Never. No, mm-mm. I didn't meet that
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wow, man. So high school, sophomore year, mom, graduating college. Like, what's next on like the horizon? Like, what are you like? How did you transition from being a senior? Well, you graduated with a son. Like, how did you maneuver like the whole like career path starting off coming out of college?
So, because I was an athlete, my coach, she came to me and she told me about an internship opportunity with Nike. Um, and I was like I said, at this point, I'm a mom, I'm graduating. I'm like, okay, like I'll take it. So I filled out the application and it was supposed to be in Miami. Well, that was the information that was provided. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, I told my mom about it. And she was like, yeah, we got your back. We'll help you with my son, however we can. And I applied and they didn't call me back. And I will never forget. It was, I kept calling them, emailing them. I just, they were like, we're going to get back to you. We're going to get back to you. And I was like, okay, okay. And
Yeah.
one day I just pulled over in my 99 Honda Accord. I pulled over. I'll never forget. It was raining, and I was like, graduation is like right there. And I was like, I don't have a plan. My son needs to eat. I have to take care of him. So I called the recruiter and I was like, hey, listen, I'm about to graduate. Did you guys come up with a decision? He was like, well, I know you play softball, so you might be interested in baseball or, he said football, but they're all full. He said, we have a position, but not sure what you know about this. And I was like, what is it? Like, tell me, what is it? What is it? What's it? So he said it was a brand marketing internship position with Nike 6.0. And I was like, what is that? And he says, action sports. And I was like, what is that? He was like, surfing, BMX, skate. I was like, okay, I'm still going to. He was like, yeah. I was like, I'll take it. He was like, you will? I was like, yep, I'll take it. So he was like, okay, I'm going to send you the information. He sent me the information and I found out it was in Beaverton, Oregon. And I was like, that's not Miami.
not by far.
Challenge, but I don't think that. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. And, coming from Walterboro, I didn't travel a lot. I haven't flown a plane yet. I was like, I don't know what this looks like. I have a son. I can't do this. And I told my mom, she was like, what's wrong? Why do you look like that? And I was like, well, it's in Oregon. I can't go. She was like, oh, you're going. I was like, Mom, do you know where Oregon is? She was like, we got him. You go. And I was like, I don't want to go. She was like, you're going. So, I remember the morning my dad took me to the airport. It was quiet. We were eating our bagels and I was like crying over the bagel because I was like, my son was 1. So I was like, and the internship was 6 months. And I was going to this place I've never been and without my son. And I was just like, this is crazy. And I went and it was eye-opening for sure. It was fun. Looking back, I didn't appreciate it as much because I was sad, a little sad because I was trying to figure things out. I missed my son, feeling alone and, not really having too many people that can relate to me, like going through what I'm going through. But I had a really, really good time. It just opened my eyes a lot to the opportunities that, we didn't have in my town. So that was the next step after college.
Yeah, because that's one thing as I can relate to being from the same town. It's just when you from where we're from in those communities, and sometimes your dreams and opportunities are so much bigger than what you used to. You do have that fear. Yeah. And a lot of people that we know, like you graduated with, I graduated with, people that we're friends with, they still stuck home because that fear was able to engulf them. And like I said, and again, it goes back to your upbringing, your family, your mama looking like, you got to go, you know what I'm saying? And so, it happens that way. And just, and then you look back on it now, it's like, it's a great blessing, you know what I'm saying? So, so what was that like? You're getting on the plane, you head over to Beaverton, Oregon, because I've been to Oregon for a wedding recently. It's nice now. I don't know what it was like back then. So that's your first plane ride. Like, what was that like? Was you like a little nervous? Because did you have like a straight flight? You had some layovers? You remember?
I had a layover in Texas, and then I flew. I'm not afraid of flying. I just, when you become a mom, like my mind was, if anything happens to me, like my son will not know me. He won't, like it was just those things going in my mind. Going to Oregon, I've never been there. So it was like, Lord, somebody gonna kidnap me? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'll fight, girls in Walterboro, we're gonna fight. You're gonna have to fight us. But it was just all these thoughts. And I really just had to pray. That was the only thing that really calmed me down. And God was like, I got you. Calm down. Just calm down. Everything is not life or death, Marissa. Calm down. I was like, okay, I got you. Yeah. So it was just those thoughts. And then when I got there and I met everyone and I just watched how, I think it was, I want to say 10,000 people applied for this internship and they only selected 75 people. Wow. So when I got there, I was around my peers who, some of them, you could tell they come from a family with a lot of money, but that wasn't even the most impressive thing. It was the people who was around family that were already plugged in. So you have, your peers where their parents are CEOs over these large companies, and you have, these people who own businesses, but they just know how to talk. They had the vernacular of organizational structure and, corporations. And I'm from Walterboro. And we laugh and we're loud and we're like, we'll give you a hug. And they're like, and, they just, they knew how to talk the talk. And I immediately felt insecure. That feeling overwhelmed me, just feeling insecure of not knowing how to conduct myself in that type of environment, even though, Nike, like, it's pretty much like you would think. Nike campus, their headquarters look like the largest college campus you can think of. Like, so that was my arena, sports. And, I got to meet athletes, got to meet LeBron and Tim Tebow, all these people just walking around. They're like, good morning. You're like, oh, all right. Because that's their office. But you have that. But when you get into certain areas where they're asking things of you and you get to meet the board of directors of certain marketing and all these things, and these people they just speak up. Your peers, they just speak up and they talk. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm just going to, because I don't know about you, Jordan, but in the country, my side of the country, we observe first. We're watchers. People from the country, we watch. My family, we're watchers because we're going to watch your behavior. We're going to figure you out before you open your mouth, right? That's what we do. But in that environment, everybody was like talking and they're asking questions. And I'm like, and I'm just looking at you because I can figure out everything I need to know by just watching you. But because I look like the weird one, I just insecurity just immediately overwhelmed me in that environment. So I went from graduating college, being a new mom, graduating college, to now I'm like, oh, this is also new. I'm not prepared for this either. So
wow.
Yeah. That's cool. Something like that. Yeah, that's interesting. That's like a little journey or something. You feel me?
Yeah.
I like that. I love hearing about that.
It was scary.
So how long were you over there?
6 months.
Oh, there was a lot of rain when you was over there?
Yeah, it was a lot of rain. But with action sports, one of my, jobs or big projects was working with the brand marketing managers for the U.S. Open of Surf. So we would fly to California like twice a week, just preparing for, like back and forth twice a week, just preparing for the U.S. Open of Surf. Had a large budget. So it was raining in Oregon, but when I was there, but I kind of got to hop back and forth. So that was fun. But it is a beautiful state, really, really pretty state.
Wow.
To go apply for Nike, yeah.
They have a lot of openings. You just got to be ready to move.
I'm going.
Yeah.
See, my mouth is, I'm different. You know what I'm saying? That's why me and Jordan's hot and cold. That's why you'll see him do most of the talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, because if he talks, most times something, I ain't say like he's not like, when he talks though, like you'll know he's talking. Like he can captivate the audience. Like me, I just be all over the place. I can talk. Like I don't read nobody. Like I don't do none of that stuff. I'm just going in like I'm just going head first. Like that's just me. He going out the end, not saying nothing. I'm looking like, bro, what's up? He looking like, see that dude over there? I don't like him. He ain't even said nothing to us. How you know? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like him because he got on lugs. He'll not wearing Tim, but he'll find a reason. Yeah, they're like, I'm like, bro. Like, bro, you gotta give a better chance. Like, nah, ain't no grown man walking around no lugs. It's skinny pants. I'm like, you know what? I feel you. But no, he got a hot head on him. So I gotta kind of like keep him to the side, like, that's my dog though. So all right, you're in Oregon for 6 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So besides, like, I know you say you dealt with the, not anxiety. What's the word you use? Insecurity. So how did you fight that? Like, how did you overcome that?
I ate a lot of bagels and fig Newtons.
Jesus.
Okay.
I didn't see that coming. I'm like, I know she's from the church. I know she's gonna say she read the Bible. She fast. That girl said bagels and in the figs. You was on the figs like that.
I was on the figs. I realized that when I stepped on the scale on my way back. No, I did. I had to. I honestly didn't realize. Again, it's so funny. Hindsight is truly, the older we get, like that saying is. I was just living in that. I think I was just living in that. I don't think I overcame it in that moment the way if I knew what I know now, then I would have done things differently. I did make some key friends. I did network. I had a blast, and I started to try to live in the moment, and just enjoy. I didn't feel like I still had what I needed to have to be to measure up to my peers in that moment, in that time. But I did what I could do. I knew who I was with the task that I had in front of me, if that makes sense. So I started to, some of the projects that was allotted to me, I would say, oh, I can do that. Like certain things I knew, oh yeah, I can do that. Oh yeah, I can organize that. I can do this, things of such. I started to volunteer for those things. And I tried to take myself out of positions that were uncomfortable and focus on things that I knew I could do. But still looking back, I still don't think I overcame it the way I could now. But I did the best that I could with the tools that I felt I had in the moment.
Okay. At least you came out of it. At least you it's just like so far, what I love about your story is you're hit with these things, motherhood at a young age. Hit with these, not like say you had to overcome things like say at Nike when you say you went from Walterboro to Orangeburg, which really it's kind of like it's both a small town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you go from that until, and until like the Beaverton, Oregon, you had to deal with, that. So I'm glad to see like those already are two situations where you didn't let it overcome you. Like you knew behind you had like your family that was there. They wasn't gonna let you down. Like, it may have been hard and you had to figure out some things on your own. And like looking at it now, like you can see like, all right, I didn't do it maybe the best I could then, but now you see like that you did come out of the situation a lot better when you went in.
Right.
So that I love that. So you leave Oregon after 6 months after taking your trips to California. You come back from Oregon. Where do you go then?
I realized I needed to find a job.
Oh man, I feel you. That was an internship.
It was an internship.
Yeah.
They again, not understanding corporate and how they operate. They did technically ask me if I wanted to keep the position, but it wasn't direct. So I wasn't, in tune to the politics. I don't want to use that word, but but I was still, wanting to make sure my son was close to his family. So I was kind of on the fence, even when I was communicating to people that I was just having brunch with. I didn't know. I thought they were just being friendly. So they were like, when you have, think about it, work some, and you can apply back. My record is good. I can come back. My personnel file, if I want to come back. I'm still in, I still have a relationship with my manager from that time. So he's not even with Nike anymore, but I still talk to him. So I came back home and I was like, okay, what do I do now? And I applied for a job. I got an interview and they hired me quickly. And I was like, oh, they like me. But I didn't realize that I could have asked for more. I could have applied for a higher position. Like still that small town, just not necessarily having the access or the information of what my degree afforded me or what my experience afforded me. Like I just took what was available versus negotiating or versus going for something bigger. Because again, still dealing with the insecurity of who I was and what I had to offer. So I got a job and I was working in Charleston. So I was commuting back and forth. And then about 3 years, I got promoted twice. And then they sent me here to Atlanta.
Wow.
And so that's where I am today.
Wow.
No, that's cool, man.
Yeah, that's all right. In 3 years, got 2. In 3 years, got a few promotions.
But if I knew what I know now, I should have started where I was when I moved here when I went to the company, if that makes sense. So yeah.
It's all good though. You know what I'm saying? You can teach others. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you're not gonna stop where you're at now.
Yeah.
And how long have you been in the company now?
With what?
How long have you been with the company now?
No longer with that company, but I was with that company for right at 10 years.
Wow.
Right at 10 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a milestone.
Hey, I don't think I've been on the job half that time.
If I would have listened to the Lord, I wouldn't have been there that long. But 10 years.
I probably skated through like 5-6 jobs while she was on one job.
Right. Dang. I'm thinking about my job though. In 10 years, I've been employed for a lot of companies.
For real.
Yeah, I look at it as I'm gracing them with my presence. You know, everybody deserves opportunity to meet me.
To meet
That's
you.
my
That's a
hey.
good way to
Listen,
think of it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. I know I go in with a 6 month to a year longevity with you. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
I just go in to learn a new skill. That's it. Once I learn that new skill, I get bored.
I appreciate the opportunity. They move on to the next one. So yeah.
Wow, 10 years.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's goals.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I just because the first, like, let me tell you something about us too. We go on interviews just because. I mean, we don't even. That's like a hobby of ours. Like, we just be applying for jobs. Just, I don't know. That's pretty dope, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I be killing the interviews. I be killing them.
That's good though. See, but if I knew that, again, you live and you learn. I have a lot of peers, whereas I may have stayed with this company for 10 years. I have peers that, whether I was working with them with Nike or in school or what have you, and they work with other organizations. And I mean, I'm talking director level, like, because they bounce, not necessarily bounce like, but 2 years and they learned a new skill, like you said, and they knew their worth. They knew now I'm worth more. And some companies they're not going to pay you more. So you have to do what's best for you and not become so loyal to the company, but becoming loyal to you, your family, understanding what you have to offer. So if I had a mix of what you guys are doing and what I did, I would be set. Like, I would be good. But it's just all that stuff again. It's that language that I was introduced to at Nike, that my peers, they just had all along, where their families already were in corporate America and they knew how this thing worked. And I was just at a little disadvantage in that regard. But
yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So now you're in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mother.
Yes.
What else you got going on? Because I know you got like I'll let you tell it. So what's going on now, 2021?
I have a business.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say it's on boutique level because I'm still trying to figure out the expansion piece of it. But it's a home decor company called Magenta Home Limited. So I have that. That's been a little over a year. It's actually longer than that because I renamed it, did the rebranding thing, but under this name, a little over a year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then I do contract jobs to keep the lights on.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I wrote a book. And I wrote a book.
Yeah, talking to a real life author right here.
I got one. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, this book. I wasn't going to finish this book. But it's done.
Where's the book at?
I'm not prepared. Hold on. I have one right here.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on. What's wrong?
I don't have one right here. I have one.
Oh my goodness.
You're
supposed to be selling yourself right now.
I know. You know what I did? I had one on my desk, and this is honest to goodness truth. I had one on my desk, and my son gave the one that I gave him away, and I signed it for him and put it back in his room, and that's why I don't have it next to me.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me do this right here. Hold on. Let me throw your Facebook handle out there. Boom. I'm working this. I'm working it. Give it to me.
I can go bring one.
Boom. There we go.
Did
I spell it right?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So the name of the book, right, is called Country to Corporate.
Yes.
Explain that one to me.
So, Country to Corporate. I actually started writing this book when I was still employed with the company that I was with for 10 years. And, a lot of people in corporate America, they will experience burnout because corporate is great to get in an organization where, that aligns with your values. But the truth is a lot of organizations, their values change. And sometimes you you can't change who you are and your morals and your values with that company. And you will experience burnout because you're trying to mold, you're trying to fit, you're trying to still operate in their mold, but their mold is continuously changing. It's sometimes hard to keep up. So what I experienced, and I didn't know I experienced, I had a lot of stuff going on. I was in a car accident. I was in all these things. And I was still trying to hold it together because I'm a mom and because I'm from Walterboro, and that's what we do. We figure it out. We figure it out. I was just going through a lot. And I honestly, there was a moment and I was at work and I couldn't breathe. Like I was at my desk and I was managing a team and I just couldn't breathe. And I went outside literally and there was this tree, almost like, sounds like Moses, right? But there was this tree on the side of the road and I got in a crouching position under this tree and I was just like shaking and crying. And I just started praying. I said, God, I don't know what's happening to me right now, but I need you right now because I feel like I'm losing it. I don't know. I'm a pretty strong person. So I was scaring myself. Like, am I having a panic attack or is this a heart attack? I was like, well, my arm is not hurting. So I know it's not heart attack. I was like, what is going on? And the Holy Spirit, not to take you out of church, but the Holy Spirit, and he was just like, breathe. He's like, stand up. And I stood up and he said, turn around. And I faced the building. He was like, this is nothing compared to what I have for you. I need you to breathe. And I had to bring it back in. And I honestly just started walking closer with God. And he just had me because I lost myself. I just lost myself in this corporation because I was trying to keep up with this moving target that they had. And you turn around, you're like, where did I come from? You just lose yourself. I got lost in the sauce. Like I didn't remember what I was doing, why I was doing it. What are we doing? What's the goal anymore? So God just had me start journaling experiences that I had as a little girl. So I just started thinking about, my childhood. Simple things that I experienced in my childhood. I mean, simple things like waking up on, Saturday morning and smell your mom cook breakfast, like just small things and, small situations. I was able to talk about my friend. I don't know if you remember Brent, that we lost when I was in high school. He was really close to me, but just simple things that I experienced in my childhood. And it was like, God just showed me how those experiences prepared me for corporate. Like he's like, the lesson didn't change. It's the same thing. This is the same thing that you went through. And I just wrote a book about it. I had a lot more chapters. It was so many things. And I just kind of prayed about it and picked certain things that I felt people that read it can relate to. And then I just put it in the book. It's an easy, quick read, but yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. Like, country to corporate. When I saw that title, I was like, that's dope. Was that my phone? What you over there doing, boy?
It sounds like he eat potato chips.
Do you hear us, boy? I don't know what he's doing. Hold on.
I'm getting nothing but feedback.
There we go. That's how you do that. I got the power. Be gone, peasant.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. If your Wi-Fi ain't strong, you ain't come around here long. There we go. I love him. I love you, boy. But that's really cool, though. I would say this, though. I know there's I can see on my end, thank you guys for watching tonight. We're not done yet, but I want to say thank you guys for watching. We've been talking behind scenes. And so Marissa has agreed to do some giveaways with her book. So we're going to go through. She's going to find a few names. And you guys are going to be gifted a book from her. Something she's going to sign personal to you. You're not going to get no... ain't like it's coming from me, so it's coming directly from her. She's the author, you know what I'm saying? Because I told her if it gets to my desk, the book gonna sit there. It ain't going nowhere. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I just something about me and that type of line of work. It's
all have our gifts. We all have our things.
And listen, I'm doing invoicing 2 years ago. I'm like, man, listen, the struggle real over here. It really is, man. And so so we got to book giveaway, and I know we both are from the same small town. And I wanted to ask you, Like I say, there were no prep questions and none of this. Like this is just a authentic conversation we're having. So, what are some things like from where you went from Walterboro to Orangeburg, Beavertown, then you went to Charleston, then you went to Atlanta? What are some things that you can just see from the town that we're native from that you would like to see going on in our community? It's like it was like what I'm saying, what are some couple of things, activities or programs or something that you can see that you could take from your experience, be like, you know what, this can help benefit your nieces, nephews, all those that still live in Walterboro.
Ooh, just one thing.
They give a couple of them. This thing going for 6 hours. I ain't got no time in my hands. Yeah.
I think so. This is so the crazy thing is one of the biggest things that I think that Walterboro could implement in our community is something that we used to do. And that is, well, two things happening at the same time. Not to be too churchy, but I think we have to, as a community, get back focused on the youth and pour into them. So sports were so like, oh my goodness, sports I think saved my life as a little girl. Not, but because it just gave me something to look forward to. I was able to play not only with people that I went to school with, but there are some girls from college and prep that I was able to play with. Some people that looked like me, didn't look like me, different experiences, different walks of life. And that was so important in my development and going from Walterboro to where I am today. And I have so many more places to go, but just understanding just the aspect of sports. I know you probably see, I keep my son in sports, and one is because the boy got too much energy, just to be honest, and I don't have the capacity I just don't have it. But he's the only child, and he learns how to communicate and to show. He learns how to show grace. He learns how to be a team player, and all of us aren't gifted with the same thing. Some of us doesn't have the patience of other people, and I can see sometimes he's not being understanding, but his capacity, his ability to show grace to people and understand people and just have a conversation with adults. Sports helped him because it exposed him to so many different worlds. You playing with this kid, but this kid's dad is a sports agent, and this kid's mom is a baker, and this kid, so his world has expanded that much. And in Walterboro, we just had when we were the Bulldogs and we went to Cougars, like the band, all that, just that community. I think that is so important, and I see it and I love it. Like the band is doing great, and I love watching my hometown excel in sports, and I just hope that more parents invest in their kids being in sports. And I pray, and it's something I'm working on. I really want to do is somehow get sponsors to where even if people can't afford it, that their child is able to play. Being a single mom, when I first moved to Atlanta, I thought I was making money. They hoodwinked me. I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. And I was like, how much is my rent? Wait a minute, like this ain't what the kids say. Now the math ain't math, and this ain't. This is not. So there, I made, and I'm still making a lot of sacrifice. We're in a pandemic. Finances isn't what it was, but I make sacrifices to make sure my son stays into that because I want him to continue to be exposed and to expand his, his life, even if he's in one place.
Gotcha.
So that in church, I think, I know the youth now, our generation too, it's hard because I know a lot of people don't want to go to church because they feel like somebody's telling them how to live or what they can and cannot do. But just the aspect of just the community of church and just having people to look out for you and even check you like, hey, come here for a minute. Let's talk. Like, are you good? Or, maybe you shouldn't wear that skirt to the altar. Like just being able to, because even being able to take that correction, that's very important if you trying to grow into corporate or owning a business, because your clients might be like, I don't like that. And then it's personal now. No, it's not personal. They're just talking to you. So those are two things that we had growing up that I saw kind of fade away that I hope that will come back in my hometown.
Yeah. To piggyback on the sports thing, like it saved a lot of us. I know my path is not the traditional path, but I thank God for the path He took me on He took me out of Colleton County for 4 years, then brought me back because ain't no telling what happened in them 4 years. I was still in Colleton County. And so like I did come back, play sports, friendships. You learn leadership skills. You learn, you got your peers pushing you in a way to like make you better. And I think it's one of those things to where when we friends, you should be able to check me. It's not that you're hating. You just know like there's a different way I can do what I'm doing. And so like it's like even when we were playing, that's how we took it. It was nobody's fighting on the team. We're looking like I did it wrong. I can learn from Marissa and whatever the case can be. And even with the aspect of church, you said it's like we wasn't always being scorned. I know it's how they try to paint the church.
Yeah.
Just because the deacon says something, or like, for example, I knew your mom because she'll pull me to the side, and she was looking like I'm like, and it's funny being from a small town because I knew your mom, but I'm thinking like, how you know about my grades? Like, this is what we talking about? Miss Bright, this is what we talking about right now. My grade, like this, literally what we talking about. My grade, like I can't argue with you because my grades was horrible. How do you know about my grades? And it's just like those things, like you said, even when it comes to the attire, the deacon helping the young man with a tie, or women, telling other young women, like, you don't have to wear that dress so short. You can still be beautiful and still cover up. It's not like you said, it's those things that become habit, and then you appreciate yourself more because you'll realize, like, when you're trying to check a mate, like, men, I guess, in a certain caliber, like, I don't need to see everything when I see you in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a smile. I want to see you, look at it. She got good posture. I wonder where she come from. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and so when you learn that your value, what you're worth, and you don't compromise with that, and you do got that elder in your ear, you know what I'm saying? Like your grandmother, your aunts, your relatives, and like I said, it's constructive criticism. It's not hating. It's not putting you down. They may have gone through the same thing back in their day. Like I said, the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. It really isn't. You know what I'm saying? So when you got people, like I said, like, and it's just funny, like I keep bringing up your mom, because it's like this lady is checking me, and I ain't got nothing to say back to her. I'm just gonna let her have that one, like, because I can't get smart with her. I know she got a son somewhere around here somewhere. So
I don't know where he was at either, but you'll be surprised how many people will say, I didn't think your mama liked me. I'm like, no, she loved you. If she's talking to you, yeah. And it's so funny because I talk now and we think about that, but it's so weird, right? Because if you think about it, our age, we're at the age where we're supposed to be doing that. Yeah. We're supposed to be able to talk to, we're supposed to be able to talk to, people younger than us or even our peers just to help them out. But it's just this generation is not there. Some of them is not even ours, not open to hear. But that all comes to exposure and what you're used to getting. So,
Look, it's not, like I said, we look at it sometimes as somebody's hating or they belittling someone. And like I said, it's not. It's just, I see where you're going. Like your story has an impact that reaches way beyond you. You know what I'm saying? Like you check the box of, hardships, you know what I'm saying, in college, still making it through. You know what I'm saying? Going out at what, like me and you, we both left home with no experience. Like I just left home like, yo, I'm leaving. I'll be back when I see you guys. And so, I just left. Like,
when I get hungry.
Man, listen. You know what I'm saying, man? You be calling mama for everything when you're going. You know what I'm saying? I left with a suitcase and a toaster oven. Like, literally, that's all I left with. You know what I'm saying? So you, like I said, to hear your story about, you know what I'm saying, like becoming a mom and going to corporate America, not knowing the lingo, but then you develop that tool. Like I said, that's also something, like you said, when we look at our own community back home, we can give the youth that. And it's not like we're taking the role as parents. It's just our experience has given us opportunities for us to be able to reach your children, to give them, you know what I'm saying, better chance for a better platform. Yeah. And I think somewhere along the lines, we get that blurry, like, I'm not stepping on your boundaries as a parent. I just been where your child is at or where he's headed.
Yeah.
It's just by the grace of God. I didn't end up, in the box or, you know what I'm saying, in jail doing stuff. It's not like I was a bad person. I was the type of person I did, then I thought second. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really think about a whole lot. I just want to have a good time. Like, as long as we can laugh, have a good time, count me in. I don't care what it is. I don't care how
All
stupid
guys
it
not
is,
like that.
man.
All men aren't like that.
No, we got some responsible ones. I had some
Oh.
boys. It's not a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Like we just like you remember Marcus Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
He was the voice of reason for me for some odd reason, and he was jokey too. But like sometimes he look at me like, "You're really doing that?" I'm like,
Right.
I shouldn't. I'm already invested into it. I can't stop now. You know,
Right.
like I just got to keep going. But like I said, even though growing up from a small town, and then you just had to be creative in the things you did and opportunity that was afforded to you, man. So look at you now, like say you went from country to corporate, you know what I'm saying? Your mother, like as I was looking, I was like doing some Facebook stalking. I like, man, she on the praise team. Like, man, what doesn't she do? You know what I'm saying? And even like, let me tell you how faithful she is to God. Like this happened like behind the scenes. I got to tell this. So this is second season of our podcast. So we're gonna add a little fun to it. She is so dedicated to her calling and what she's doing. Like literally, like she was like, that one day you got, I can't do. She was in the middle of a fast, whatever. So I'm like, I respect that. Like, it's nothing wrong with that. Like, God First podcast, like 557. We're not even close to the importance of God. So that lets you know, like, that's why I wanted you to. Like little stuff like that I didn't know, but now I get to know. Like, you get to see her dedication to her craft. You get to see her dedication to motherhood, to her business, to her book. Like I said, because it sounds like she didn't put all the chapters in this book, so she may have 2 or 3 more to come out with. So, yeah, man, she came on the podcast tonight, man, just to catch us up from. She's so young, isn't she? You know what I'm saying? We're growing from young young girl I met from New Life into now, man. I just want to say, man, like one of these dudes I know, I look at him like a grandfather. He said, always give people roses when they can smell them. Like I don't want to wait till it's too late. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say I'm proud of you. I get to watch you from afar. I'm one of your fans back here just waving to see the many things you're accomplishing, like you said. And I know this is not it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a corner you about to turn, or some more doors about to open. So I want to appreciate you tonight. Again, I know you're not about to end. I know you got to do some thank yous, whatever the case can be. So I just want to say I appreciate what you're doing. Like I said, I'm like one of your biggest fans back here. You know what I'm saying? I may have to order one of them books, you know what I'm saying? Get my little pen out and correct my life. You know what I'm saying? So, as I want to say, man, continue what you're doing. We're so proud of you. Being from the same community, I know you are inspiration to a lot of people that may not say it. They may. As a matter of fact, right now, man, we've had a good amount of people watching this thing from beginning to now. Like those numbers have not decreased. And so we appreciate you guys taking time out to listen to Miss Marissa's story. Like I said, she can go through the likes and then comments, because right now we on another platform, so we can't see the comments on Facebook. But once we log off here, we both can go in and hop in the comment box, and we'll be able to converse that way. I know right now y'all probably saying some stuff, and girl, you looking good tonight. I see you glowing. You know what I'm saying? They got all kind of compliments out there. I'm probably messing up your full screen over here. But like I said, at this moment, if you would like to give some thank yous, you got the floor.
Oh, you just threw that out there.
Yeah. Like I said, we're just going off the hip. We ain't none of this plan.
Well, I guess, first and foremost, of course, I thank God for just giving me opening a door for me to sit down and being obedient. So I thank him for that. And then, of course, my mother and my father. A lot of people know my mom. She's that pusher. She's gonna push.
Yeah.
But my dad is the family's rock. He is the rock, and he's very patient. He is a worker, and he's instilled a lot of principles, and he protected his family. And I'm really grateful for my father and my mother, their union. My siblings, Jason, Deidre, Shantae, I love y'all. I know they I vent to them a lot. I get to talk to them a lot.
What's your sister's name? The middle one?
Deidre, Shantae.
Never know her real name. Never.
See, I didn't want to say. Well,
no, we know about it. Yeah. That's pretty cool though. You learn something new every day.
Jason, Deidre, Sunshine.
I know she had a real name, but yeah, after all these years, yeah. I still love you, girl. Yeah,
I
for
am
sure.
the knucklehead. I get on all their nerves. I'm the clown. So I thank you guys for being patient. All my nieces and nephews. I lost count. I think I got about 8. It's 8 of them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love y'all. And my son, of course.
Yeah.
And then the characters of the book, my grandparents. Yeah. I think my church, I go to Excel Church Atlanta. We just moved in Marietta. So if you guys are in Atlanta, Excel Church Atlanta. Wonderful young ministry, very fun, very plugged in. I think that's it. Oh, and my friend Dika, I love you so much. Thank you. And Arista.
Yeah.
I love you too. Okay, I think that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, now let me tell you this. Now, if she didn't mention your name, she was opposed to. This is a very impromptu podcast. There was nothing to. Yeah, we don't do any of that. We don't prep you for anything. We just go. So it's not like she forgot about you. It's just in this moment, you're in her heart. She just didn't speak your name.
Right.
That's all it is. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure once we hit this end button, he was like,
I'm gonna blame you. I'm gonna tell him to call you.
Yeah, like he put me on the spot. But yeah. But I do appreciate you tonight. This has been fun.
This is fun.
Yeah. Come back anytime.
Yeah. Gotta invite me back. And when we start doing some events in Walterboro, let me know because I'm down.
Yeah. Well, so once we hit this end button, don't go nowhere because I gotta tell you something actually.
Okay.
I'm full of surprises too. Woo, woo. Okay. All right. But thank you guys again for listening to us. I'm getting a phone call. That's funny. That's funny right there. That's when you know you done made it, Marissa. When people are calling to speak to you, they can't reach us on Facebook, so they call on my phone. Girl, you are going some places.
I'll receive it.
People calling me to reach you. I love it. But yeah, thank you so much. I'll be talking to you soon.
Okay.
All right.